Um, two games on the schedule tonight: the Magic and the Pistons. Game two, the Suns and the Thunder. Game two. I think what was expected tonight happened tonight in both games. I think everybody knew that Detroit would be more locked in and focused. Shout out to Orlando in the first half. I believe that game was tied at like 46 at halftime. They came out and they were trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get it going. Um, that was a ugly, nasty, classic '90s, early 2000s Eastern Conference playoff game between Orlando and Detroit. Playoff basketball, man. It was. If you really love basketball, you really love the NBA, you really love NBA playoff basketball, then it was definitely uh, nice to see. I can't say it was that entertaining because it wasn't. Um, they both shot terrible. I think combined they might have taken damn near 63s, and I think they hit like 14 combined. Um, Paolo is my guy. You know, I'm a Blue Devil. Heart. Um, I love Paolo. You know, I told y'all either last night, night before, whatever it was, that, and I forgot to go look on my Facebook page to confirm it. But I said Paulo, it's like about five guys that Paulo needs to kind of blend. He needs to study this summer and come back next year and add a little bit of each of them to his game. Um, I think my percentages, I'm doing this off the dome. I think it was like, give me 10% of Heat LeBron, 15% of Nugget and Nick Mello. Um, so that's 25. We got 75 left. I know there's a 40, so it's 35% left. I think I said do like either 10 or 15%, something like that, give or take, of Grant Hill. Sprinkle in a little bit of Giannis, about 10%, but 40%, 40% Chris Webber. Go look at Chris Webber in Sacramento, Paulo. Um, and I don't want to take away Paulo's whole game. What's up? How you doing? I don't want to take away Paulo's whole game, so that's why I say look at Bron in Miami. Look at with just the force and the power, and how he just used his body right finally for the first time and was explosive. Um, Look at Melo in Denver and New York, how he dominated and was a master of the mid range and bully ball in the paint. Look at Giannis, how he dominates now, kind of like a Shaq of this era. Because at the end of the day, Paulo is as big as Giannis, really. I don't know if you know that, but I mean, I believe Giannis is probably listed at about 6'11", 250. Paulo's listed at 6'10", 250. You know what I'm saying? Take some of Grant Hill because, especially while Mosley's the coach, they love playing them. It's like a point forward. Um, but look at C Web the most because I want you to get in that paint, get on that block the most, and he can still dominate and be a good facilitator even in that post. Um, but yeah, that was an ugly game. That third quarter, Detroit just took it over. For Orlando, Bane has been terrible. Bane has to be better, and I believe he will be better in Orlando. Uh, they need him to be better. I still want Paolo to be more aggressive. Suggs can't be their best player. If Suggs is going to be your best player every night, you're not going to win another game. And there's no disrespect to Suggs because he's very vital to their team, but he can't be their best player night in, night out. Um, Franz is still getting into rhythm and stuff, right? Um, but yeah, man, Detroit, they were better. Cade had a lot more help. Isaiah Stewart was big time. Um, just for what he brings to the team, energy and toughness and protection. Um, Duran still wasn't great. He still wasn't an All NBA performer that he's been this season, but he was solid. Tobias stepped up. A man. Um, Cade had more help. And really, it was that third quarter. I think they won that third quarter like 38-16. Like everything that could go right for Detroit went that way in that third quarter, and everything that could go wrong for Orlando went that way in that third quarter. If you take Detroit won the third quarter by 22 points, and Orlando lost the game by 15. The halftime it was tied. They won the fourth quarter. Detroit handled their business in that third quarter. And as a coach, one thing I've always held with me, from my playing days to coaching, is the third quarter is the most important quarter. Um, Whatever the score is at halftime, you can look at it as 0-0, come out, win the third quarter, you got a chance. That's easier said than done. Like if you're down by 20 at halftime, you're gonna win the third quarter by 5. You're still down by 15, but you did still cut into the lead. You're giving yourself a chance, an opportunity to start off the fourth. Now it's just gonna depend on how you start off that fourth, on what's gonna happen from there on out. But especially in a 0-0 halftime game, third quarter is gonna win it or lose it every time, and that's the winning quarter. And Detroit definitely showed and proved that tonight. Um, Phoenix gave OKC more of a fight tonight. Brooks was great. Dylan Brooks is leading them. This is my problem with Devin Booker, man. I was early on Book, right? Me and my big bro Ian, we were early on Book. Um, and I knew Book was a dog early on. I remember when he first had that 70 pointer. Um, it was like, we seen this coming, right? But for someone who, admired Kobe so much, and you know people wanted to believe had that Mamba type mentality or whatnot in them. I just it's been a long time since I've enjoyed watching Devin Booker play basketball. When Kevin was there, him and KD could just never get it right. They always had to take turns and figure it out. And I've been said it, like Kevin's not the best leader. So with Book, this has been your team. You wanted to stay in Phoenix. You didn't want to go nowhere else. You wanted to get out the mud, be here. You wanted people to come help you, the way Paul Pierce did back in the day in Boston. Hey, I feel you. They've done it all for you. You know what I'm saying? They drafted DeAndre Ayton number one. They brought Chris Paul in. They brought KD in. Um, you know what I'm saying? You had Mikal Bridges. Um, now you got Jalen Green. Dylan Brooks brings toughness and a winning type of culture wherever he goes. Book, you averaged 26 and 6 on the regular season. You're going up against Shea. You gotta match Shea. If Devin Booker is not gonna go get 31, 32 points and 5 to 8 assists to 9 assists, Phoenix has no chance. They have absolutely no chance. This will be a sweep. This will be a sweep if he doesn't step up in Phoenix and be more assertive, be more aggressive. All of this trying to let the game come to you and putting it on. Jalen Green was down tonight. He was all right. He had a so-so game. He didn't shoot it well. I told y'all that normally would have been happened because he had two back-to-back great games in the play-in when one of those probably was supposed to be off. You can't depend on Jalen Green night in, night out. He's gonna give you a great night, then he's gonna give you a mid night, then he's gonna give you a good night, then he's gonna give you a bad night, then he's gonna give you a great night. You playing against this well-oiled machine of the Thunder, you can't lean on that. Your Book. You have to go get it. I get it. It's not easy. It's not easy. Oklahoma City is well-oiled machine on both sides of the court. Um, Chet was amazing in the third quarter. I think he had like 10 and 4 blocks in the third quarter. You know, um, he didn't have a great game. He had a solid game, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 blocks. But like I said, you take out the third quarter, he had single-digit points, no blocks. You know what I'm saying? But he that was their separation. Phoenix made a run in the fourth to get back in it. I think they cut it down to 10 late, but they just never really had a shot. It wasn't there. It wasn't there. Um, Phoenix they gotta do some soul searching, but it starts with Devin Booker, man. All of that trying to play the right way, trying to, bro, you gotta go get it. You gotta go get it. You gotta try to match Shea and hope that your guys can bring it to help you. But you going out there taking 13 to 16 shots. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Um, Scoring in the low 20s, mid 20s. That shit ain't gonna cut it, but it is not gonna cut it. Um, so yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna definitely see. Because things can shift in Phoenix. OKC will come out and be flat for one game. They'll give you one. They will give you one. But they also might just decide, let's just get these motherfuckers the fuck out the way, and get ready for the Lakers or the Rockets. But you know, yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be real interesting. I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do tomorrow for the draft. I still gotta see. Javion, my son. Look up what games come on tomorrow night, because I know tomorrow night's the draft. They should. I said it last night. They should have had these two trash ass games on during the draft. Don't nobody want to see this shit. Everybody knew Detroit would come back, do what they did to Orlando. Even though Orlando won the game outside the third quarter, and everybody knew Phoenix can't fuck with OKC. Who played tomorrow night?
New York, the
New York, Atlanta.
New York Hawks, Cavaliers, Raptors, Nuggets, Timberwolves.
So basically, last night's lineup. Damn, that's What they gonna be on? I mean, I know it's gonna be probably Prime. Probably all three of them gonna be on Prime or Peacock, because the draft gonna be on ESPN and ABC.
Prime. Yeah. Cavs, Raptors is Prime.
Yeah, they deserve to be Prime. Nobody wants to see this shit. Cavs, Raptors, and they probably at 6 o'clock, right?
I can go back and check. The Knicks, Hawks is on NBC and Peacock.
Yeah, they all gonna be on Peacock. It ain't gonna be no games on just NBC. Let me see. Probably say NBC Sports, whatever that shit be called. I don't think they gonna have nothing broadcast on TV because of that damn thing. Am I on? Did I skip Thursday? Am I on? Yeah, I skipped Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't nothing on NBC. It's gonna all be on Peacock. That's what I figured. I knew it all was gonna be screened. So the Cavs game is gonna be on Prime, and then the other two gonna be on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. So they probably gonna be at 6, 7, and 9:30. The draft is 7 to probably about 10:30, 11. What time is that? The draft over 10? Yeah, so it's probably about 10:30, 11. So the draft will end in time to catch the second half of the Nuggets and Wolves. That's the game to see. But I think that Knicks and Hawks are gonna be pretty good as well. Unfortunately, it ain't gonna be a lot of people tuned in because of the draft. I don't know. I gotta see how I'm gonna do it, because if I got one up, thank you. If I got one up on TV and I got the other on my phone, then I don't know. I was trying to think of like some live reactions I could do for the draft, but I might just have to come and cover it all after the playoff games or during the second half of that Nuggets game. You know, Booker had 22 points, took 14 shots. It's ridiculous, bro. Like you got 22 while Shea go out here get 37. Like, it's crazy. J Dub, man, he got hurt. Think he said it was a left hammy. It was his right hammy that kept him out over half of the season. He hurt his left hammy tonight, so that's gonna be that's gonna be interesting. That could be something that could open things up for the Suns. Um, that might keep him out of games 3 and 4. He might not travel to Phoenix. Um, so that's gonna be something. But they're such a well-oiled machine. They're used to it. He missed like 50 games this year down there. So and they still won 60 plus. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Tomorrow night, I think I told y'all last night how I felt about the tomorrow night games. Um, that's gonna be big, man. In Atlanta, it's gonna be hype. Atlanta gonna be hype. You know what I'm saying? Seeing the Knicks come in, what CJ just did at the Garden. Um, definitely got to keep an eye on that one. Um, I'm basketball over football always, NBA over NFL always. Um, but at least that first round, that first night of the draft, I will, be more focused on that than the playoff games. Thank God that when the Lakers playing, it should be like the third, fourth round or something. So um, that's Friday night. But yeah, man, I will be back maybe tomorrow night. Wasn't sure I was gonna come back for this one tonight, just because wasn't too much to talk about with these two games. What happened happened, and it's what we kind of easily predicted. The biggest thing to discuss out of the two games is J Dub's left hammy. So hopefully he'll be good, and we'll see. I appreciate y'all, man. I'll holler at y'all, and y'all have a great night. God bless, man.